death heads and violators. Welcome to the Deth-N-Vengeance show. I'm your host, Jonny Deth. With me always, Majin Drew. And the very, very evil Eddie Gein. Deth-N-Vengeance show. Coming at ya.
And then, well, right now we're gonna move into underrated horror movies or Halloween movies, however, whatever you want to call them.
Can we have him go first because I want to hear his opinions?
Yeah, name some movies that you think that maybe don't get as much appreciation as they should. Or
my first one is Basket Case.
Oh,
I remember watching that one.
Good pull.
It's I don't even know where to begin with that movie.
I like part 2 better than part 1.
I'm using jargons tonight, boy.
It has like a really original story.
It does.
And
my brother Belial's in the picnic basket or whatever, their laundry basket.
The creature effects are good. The comedy's funny. It's a really good movie if you want to like see something that just like really stupid.
Yeah.
But like horror at the same time.
I've suggested that to people over the years, and because like a lot of times people are like, "Oh my god," you know. I remember for a while people were trying to find like the original Basket Case like on VHS because that was like for some reason that was real valuable. Everybody was like, "Hey man, do you have it?" And I think I do. And people were like asking me for like outrageous. Like I remember one of my cousins was like, "Dude, I'll give you like $200 for it." I'm like, $200? I'm like, well, I gotta go through my. I literally got thousands of fucking like VHS tapes. I'm like,
also, hey, you know, I want to ask you about that. Like, have you ever thought about getting some of the stuff you have appraised, especially that poster that you have with George Romero?
Oh, that one I never saw, just because I got to meet him and had him sign it. But like, one of the coolest things I actually have that I have him signed. Actually, I gave it to my brother because we went to go meet him and he didn't have anything to get signed, and I had a rare Betamax cassette that I bought for $1 at a flea market.
Oh, okay.
And when I showed it to him, he was like, "Give stuff to sign." He grabbed it. And he goes, "Whoa!" He goes, "I've never seen this." He's like, "I've seen just about everything because I didn't know this existed." And he called like 6 people over. He's like, "Tim, you know, Billy, come here," you know. And he's like, "Have you ever seen this?" And everyone's like, "Oh, where'd you get that?" I'm like, "Flea market, $1." And then like they're like, "Oh my god!" I was like, "Yeah, I bought a whole box of them." They were like, some were 50 cents, some were $1. And then it's like, Jerry, come over here, check this out. And he called like 6, 7 people came over and they were like, "Oh shit, where'd you get that?" And I'm like, told him, I told him, $1 at the flea market. I go,
made you feel like you're
I literally bought a whole box full of different ones. I go, I have Dracula, I have like, whatever Bruce Lee movies. I'm like, they're like, "Dude, I've never seen that before." And it was like in mint condition, like somebody got it, like. And so I got my brother, and he said to Joe and signed to "Stay Scared," George Romero, whatever. So he has it to this day. And so, but I thought about getting stuff for praise. So what else do you got on your underrated?
That
was a good one, Basket Case.
I guess it's not underrated, but it's a movie that I like to watch every Halloween. Killer Comes from Outer Space. It's like, again, like for me, I like horror comedy. So anything that's horror comedy is going to be in like one of my picks. So Killer Comes from Outer Space. Again, it's one of those movies I saw on CW, and it like a lot of times I would watch. I would go trick or treating, and then like after I got home, I would go because we didn't have cable, so I turned on CW, and they always had horror movies or Halloween movies during that time. The Rocky Horror Picture Show, and like I said, Killer Comes from Outer Space. But yeah, it's a fun movie to watch like during Halloween, and nowadays like you see like shirts and like everything about it. Like you see there's a big cult following for it.
So, but in your head, do you say, "I'm like, fucker, I saw that before you"?
Not really. I kind of saw it late. I kind of saw it when I was like 13.
I remember when it first came out, like in 80-something, 88, 80, whatever.
I remember seeing it when I was 5.
But like back in the day, like that's one of the movies like it didn't really get like a lot of attention. But, like nowadays,
I think people discredited it. They looked at it and they're like, "Oh, this is fucking stupid," or whatever. And then now they're like, "Oh my god, it's brilliant."
Yeah.
They didn't get the fact that it's supposed to be stupid. Killer Clowns from Outer Space. That's poking fun at those movies from like the 50s, you know, the great, you know, octopus monster from Mars, you know, and stuff, and it's like, you know, but back then, oh my God, octopus monster from Mars, you know.
But man, you're pulling out some good ones though. I'm jealous.
Man.
And then I guess for my next one, I would go again with Wreck.
Okay.
Just because it's that's one of those movies where like it doesn't really get that much attention. Like you hear about Quarantine, especially nowadays with Rona and everything.
Yeah.
I think it was on Netflix for a while.
Yeah, and like a lot of quarantine movies were getting a lot of hype. 12 Monkeys, I think, right?
12 Monkeys, that's another one. I would actually I want to put 12 Monkeys instead of Wreck in there.
Really?
Yeah. 12 Monkeys is one of those movies where like it's like really like it's really weird. Like especially at the start of it, like it doesn't get good like until halfway point, I want to say.
But yeah, I mean, yeah, a lot of quarantine movies started coming out more, and they started getting a lot of hype. And 12 Monkeys was like the big one being released. Outbreak too. Dustin Hoffman, right? I think, yeah.
Dustin Hoffman, Rene Russo, Morgan Freeman.
Rene Russo.
What's his name?
Is it
Kevin Spacey?
Spacey? Oh.
And then
that fucking hooker.
Donald Sutherland.
But it's also like not like really a Halloween movie. It's just kind of like a movie like suspenseful, and it might cross into a thriller, but it's kind of pushing it.
Yeah.
It's more like a sci-fi movie. It's a good movie to watch. Like,
well, you know, it's thrillers and those kind of like, you know, they make you like, you know, don't worry, what's he gonna do? Oh my god, oh my god, you know, like you're
like those
oh god, he made it, you know, it's like so.
Like,
I mean,
those
I think
becoming more of the horror movies.
I think other than just that counts as like, you know, maybe not quote unquote horror, but I mean that whole, you know, like, you know, run, no, you know, and like you start getting into it and start like, oh my god, I thought they were gonna get the little kid or whatever, and it's like, you know,
and then
oh my god, I thought the carnivore were gonna get him.
You're not gonna let that go, are you?
Nope.
Any other ones, man?
I think so. I don't think I have 5 quite well, but for my last one, I'm probably gonna go with Anaconda.
Oh,
because
this snake's out there, this ball.
They would play that movie all the time on Telemundo.
My favorite character in there is
John Voight.
John Voight.
You know, Danny Trejo was in that movie.
Yeah,
for like
2 minutes.
2 minutes.
What's he saying there about? He's like, they will hold you hard enough like your true love.
They wrap you around you, squeeze you tighter than your dearest love, and you get the privilege of hearing your bones snap while it swallows you whole.
Because again, it's one of those like creature movies where like the anacondas are the focus.
Creature.
And then you also have what's his name?
Ice Cube, Jennifer Lopez,
Owen Wilson, Eric Stoltz.
No, the British one.
I think so.
He was Nigel in
Nigel Thornberry.
in the Richie Rich. He was the butler. You know,
Yeah.
But anyways, like that's like one of those like first like.
I mean, it's totally like unrealistic. You know, like Anaconda's done. Even when I watch it, I was like,
this is one of like those.
But it's you know, it's kind of like it goes back to like Killer Clowns from Outer Space. You know, you kind of like, you know, a lot of people are like, yeah, it wouldn't really happen in real life. That's not, you know, but it's like. It's a fucking movie.
Yeah, like,
you know what I mean? It's
like for me, it's one of those first like.
You get to see J-Lo all sweaty and
like creature films, where like the
and
like you know how like they have like nowadays they have like bats and they have Shark Tornado and stuff like that.
Oh, Sharknado.
Yeah, Sharknado.
Which, by the way, I seen all 5.
Sharknado.
That was like one of the first movies, Anaconda, that I watched where it was like the focus was like the monster and like the or I don't know like
and in my opinion, like it didn't really focus so much on Jennifer Lopez because that was like what her first horror movie thriller. Like I think was it before Selena, right?
It was after Selena. Selena came out in '97. That came out maybe like '98. I want to say.
I thought it came out in '96. I don't know why.
Maybe it did. I don't know. But I remember she did like Money Train with Woody Harrelson, and she did. I don't know if y'all ever seen her in what's that one? U-Turn. Have you ever seen the movie?
No,
Sean Penn and.
No, I haven't seen that one. I gotta look it up.
When this video posts, I'll put a trailer for U-Turn in the comments, and you check it if you haven't seen the movie. It's got Joaquin Phoenix It's got Jennifer Lopez, Sean Penn, Billy Bob Thornton's in there.
Oh gosh.
Yeah, it's a fucked up movie.
Oh, okay, now I gotta look it up.
All I can say is Jennifer Lopez plays a good slut in the movie.
Ooh, now I gotta watch it.
Yeah. Nick Nolte, you know Nick Nolte.
Oh god.
Like this. He's her dad, but he has a sexual relationship with his daughter.
Ew.
Yeah, because he killed I'll give you a little bit of the story. He murders his wife, her mom, and then they end up moving it. I don't remember if that's her like dad, or if it's like a stepdad or something like that. But still, like it's. And then Sean Penn moves into town. I don't want to give away too much, but he gets stuck in this town, like a little western, like old, like kind of like crappy town. And Joaquin Phoenix plays this dude, like he's got I can't remember his name, but it's like lightning or something like that. And he's got like these little lightning bolts shaved in the side of his head, and he's all like real high strung. I'm gonna fight. I'll fucking kick your head, whatever and stuff. And it's like, whatever and stuff. You been looking at my girl? You been talking to my squirrel? No. But anyway, off topic, that's a good movie to check out. U-Turn.
Okay,
Jennifer
I gotta
Lopez.
get that in mind.
Nick Nolte.
Any more from you? All right, John, you go.
Okay, one of my top ones that I loved. I remember when it first came out. Watched it about 1,000 times when it did. Ernest Scared Stupid.
Oh,
have you ever seen that?
God, yes.
I don't know if I've seen the whole movie, but I've seen like parts where, especially like towards the ending where like he's in a treehouse and everything.
Barney.
You know what I mean, Barney?
Where he's on a treehouse and everything, and there's like the little like trolls like.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, that's it. Right there.
It's funny, and it's creepier than like I think because the reason why a lot of people now talk about it like it's been 20-something years since it came out and longer. I think it came out like in 89 or 90.
Yeah, 90
or 91 or something like that.
I want to say around like earlier.
So that's already been 30 years that it's been out,
bro.
And people now are like, "Oh my god, that's such a great movie," But I remember at the time, everybody was like, "It's an Ernest movie."
You know what? There's a scene in that movie that actually scared me. It's when she's in her bed, and then she looks down, and then like looks up, and then turns around on her bed. It's like, like fuck.
And I mean, I think it needs more credit than it gets. I think it's one of those. Eventually, people are gonna like catch on to it, and it's gonna be like a cult classic, and everybody's gonna be like, "Dude, you seen it?" It's and stuff. And you'll be like, "Yeah."
I think most of the Ernest movies are kind of cult classics. I think my favorite ones are Scared Stupid and then Camp. Ernest Goes to Camp.
Another fun fact about Ernest Scared Stupid: a lot of the masks used for the like little trolls, like the ones that come out at the end, were actually leftover masks from Killer Clowns from Outer Space. If you watch the movie, you'll notice it's.
That's right, because they
all they did was repaint them, and actually the people that made them on Killer Clowns, they're listed as in the credits as like people that are part of they give them credit for it because they just took the mask, repainted them, and made them look like trolls. But
that's right,
because they had a whole bunch left over from the thing, so they're like, hey, well, shit,
Can you do Jim Varney's the old man, like the old hillbilly hit?
Yeah.
We got some taters.
My favorite is when he Ernest Saves Christmas. When he's all like, what are you doing? He's like, I got a truckload of snakes in there. You want one for your boy? I gave one to my boy last year. And he's like, don't be careful now. I might get bit, stuff.
I love it when he does the mother. I don't know.
Oh yeah. Once again, Morton, you left me at the airport. I had to take a taxi ride over here, and the man did not speak a word of English. But that's natural because you are your father's son, a miserable old fool who left me at the altar as soon as he found out I was pregnant with you.
Just Jim Varney doing that character, I always laughed.
One of his underrated is Ernest Goes to Africa.
Oh my god, no.
He does like a little thing in there, like like the little swarmies with the like the diapers and the little turban. He's all like, oh Matthew, whatever, and it's somewhat racist, but not really. But he's like, oh Matthew, you do whatever and stuff, and it's like, oh man, like I watched it recently. I watched all the movies because there was some I didn't see, and I was like, oh man, I was like, that's so wrong, but it's so right at the same time. But
what's another
one is Trick or Treat from 2009.
Oh, the anthology series.
The one with the little
yeah, it's an anthology series, dude. Oh my god.
I tried to describe it to somebody one time because they said, "Oh, I've seen the cover for it, or I've seen it, but I didn't think it was any good."
Yeah, Little Sam.
And I tried to tell them it's like a horror movie version of Pulp Fiction, because you watch Pulp Fiction and the stories are out of order, but then you watch them and it's like, oh wait, that guy when he walks across the street, oh that's when that guy was coming out of the building, or he's in the coffee shop and hey look, there's John, it's like that. But
and the bus driver who killed all the kids,
and then you see like somebody walking to their house and you see it like from a different angle from a different story, and it's like, oh wait, that's that couple when they tripped over the thing, and oh yeah.
Oh, by the way, people, spoiler alerts, if y'all haven't seen it, y'all need to check it out. It's actually a real good movie. Actually, I remember seeing it with my lesbian friend. And
why'd you got to be a lesbian?
Oh no, she is.
Trust
me, there's a story I can tell you that y'all will just be like, what? Really?
Look, I like to see human beings.
No. No, but I think it's underrated. I mean, I think a lot of people look at it and think, oh, this is stupid, but it's...
No, I love that movie. That movie is amazing. And the guy who plays the father, I know he did a movie where he played a child predator.
I can't think of his name, but I know you're not that
he's
bug-eyed
like,
guy.
He played like a child molester in the movie.
I'm pretty sure he did.
And I think I remember watching it, and dude, I fucking freaked the fuck out.
I thought Chris Hansen was gonna jump out and be like, I have a transcript here. Says you want to
what's that one like you like to do about Chris Hansen?
You want to
like, I come for the booty.
I came here for a man's butt.
Man booty. What's funny about that movie, Bryan Singer, the guy he's actually producer on that movie, which I didn't know. And then I rewatched it recently, and I was like, I guess I didn't pay attention to the credits, and I was like, executive producer Bryan Singer. I was like,
did you know he lived with his sister and his cousins in Corpus? Yeah, what's his
that poor guy.
Is it Linda Singer?
Who?
I know the guy who played Beauty and the Beast, Beastmaster.
Oh, Mark Singer.
Yeah, him and his sister lived in Corpus. I remember the house too, and Bryan Singer lived with them.
Man, I would walk by his house and be like, I am Dar, the Beastmaster, and wait for an eagle to fly. What the hell is that? I don't know. This fat guy just keeps walking across in my yard, in my lawn, going. And then he reaches in his pants and he goes, I got Kodo and Poda right here.
What's another one?
Another one, and there's, I guess not so much now, but for a long time it was Night of the Living Dead, like I said, it's starting to get respect now, but for a long time it was just I
remember hearing a stupid ass fan saying it's all like, oh, it's all because World War Z, Night of the Living Dead's getting noticed again. And I'm like, no, it's not.
Fuck Wolverine. Fuck like, Brad Pitt.
All you have to do is get sick and you'll survive the zombie apocalypse. Like, why?
Fright Night. That's one that people now are starting to get, and every time I say Fright Night, they're like, the one with, what's his face?
Anton Yelchin?
Yeah, and,
yeah, rest in peace.
Oh yeah, I forgot he's dead.
Yeah, he joined the 27 Club. He was 27 when he died. And it was the weirdest way he died. Like, his gate just went on him and just closed, and that's it.
You know why? Because he stopped and he's all like, feel my leg, doesn't that feel like a cock to you? And his driver was like, can you just get in the car? He's like, doesn't that feel like it? Now he's like, and then his driver's like, just get in the limo, we're late for your photo shoot. He's like, I am here as you. No, Fright Night, great vampire movie, William Ragsdale and Peter Vincent, the great vampire killer. Roddy McDowell.
Yeah.
That's right.
And what's his name? Eddie. Eddie?
Evil Eddie?
Yeah, Evil Eddie.
That should be your name, Evil Eddie. You're so cool, Brewster. No. Another one, I know this one is kind of like, I don't know, like it's kind of odd, but one of my movies I love, I don't know if you've ever seen it, called My Boyfriend's Back.
Oh my god.
Johnny Dingle.
Yes, I remember that. It was like the very first boyfriend zombie movie.
He's a guy, he has a crush on this girl, and so he and his friend came up with this idea that his friend's gonna pretend to rob the store. He's gonna be like, hey, get out of here, and like chase him off, and then he's gonna be like, are you okay? And you want to go to the prom with me? And then, but an actual robber comes in, and she thinks it's his friend. She's all like, I got this. And he steps in front of a bullet, and he gets shot. And anyway, since he gets to come back to, I guess, to kind of like make things right, but he kind of like, forgets about that, and like, so it basically he's a zombie, and the only way he can survive long enough to take her to the prom, Missy to the prom, he's got to eat people. So he's like Little Chuck, and
and it had its own song too.
Yeah.
My boyfriend's back, and you're gonna be in trouble.
The one song I remember from that movie, and fuck y'all for whatever. It's Hanging On for Dear Life from the Mickey Mouse Club. Fuck y'all, fuck you, and fuck you. Who's next? It's the one they play at the, because he wastes the whole movie. And he fucking goes through hell just to take her to the prom and stuff. And I don't want to ruin the ending for it, but it's one of my favorite characters is the doctor.
Oh yeah.
He's like, can I have 8 pounds of your flesh? And he's like, no. And he's like, come on, like.
Dude, that is such a John Waters movie. Is it a John Waters movie?
No, but
it's so campy though.
And it's done like some scenes, like it cuts away and it goes into like a comic book panel, kind of like it's telling a story, and then you'll see him like stop like this, and then it'll like kind of morph, and then it goes to like a comic book page where he's like in that same pose, but and then it'll flip over and I don't know and stuff. And
kind of like how they do Creep Show.
Yeah, and then like the mom and the dad, they're like their son comes back from the grave, and it's all like, hey Johnny, you're gonna be late for school. Your mom's cooking chicken for dinner tonight.
Like how the fuck do you know what my mom's cooking? Like seriously.
And like all everybody's like, your son's a fucking zombie, and they're like, oh no, he's just Johnny's tired. He just got back from the grave, And
the delirious
and then they invite that girl Missy, and her dad's like the sheriff. They invite him over for dinner, and the dad's like, hey, people are kind of getting upset, a little upset that you're a zombie walking around, and stuff, and, my daughter's not going to go out with a zombie. And they're having dinner, and, like, of course he can't eat, like, regular food, so she goes, honey, can you go get me the bread or something from the kitchen or whatever? And he goes, and fucking there's a little kid on a serving dish on top of the counter with, like, a lollipop, and she's all like, Mom, whatever, and stuff. And then, like, she had, like, a dead body in the freezer, and she's like, Mom, where the hell did you get a dead body from? She's like, found it. And stuff. And then it turns out that little kid, because he one of the bullies in school, is actually played by Philip Seymour Hoffman.
That's right.
And he's like, like, whatever, he's going to kill him, and he ends up killing himself, and so he starts eating, whatever, and so, like, that girl, Missy's, like, disgusted, because she's like, oh, my God, you ate somebody. He's like, the reason I did it was for you, so I can have enough like zombie energy to whatever and stuff. And like anyway, so the dad gets pissed off. Hey, my son, Little Chuck, whatever. And then that turns out the little kid on the tray was another one of his sons. He's like, God damn it! He goes, are you gonna eat all my goddamn kids? Stuff like that. And it's his fucking best friend Eddie, of all people.
There's too many Eddies in these movies, bro.
It's a good movie. I mean, it's not gory. I mean, it's funny. It's it's a romantic zombie, way better than Warm Bodies. But
that is true.
If you maybe I'll put a link to the song for the Mickey Mouse Club. Fuck y'all again. For me. I know y'all gonna give me hell about this.
I'm not gonna give it, dude. I grew up on the Mickey Mouse Club, so I'm not gonna hate you.
Well, I didn't know what it was. I looked in the movie, and they had the song credits, and it says MMC. I said, huh. That sounds pretty cool. MMC, and then I Googled it, and I was like, Mickey Mouse Club. Fuck this shit, Anyway, so let me guys know what y'all think about those. So, Eddie, do you have any
Eddie?
Damn,
bro.
Eddie, you said there was too many Eddies in these movies. I just named you Eddie. Drew.
Let me do one more before you
go for it.
I'll just edit it later. I think for my last one, I would do the People Under the Stairs one. I was talking about earlier. Like, I never see people talking about that movie.
What is it with him, like, pulling all these good titles? I'm fucking jealous.
That movie used to make me laugh when he pulls up in the attic and in the chimney, and he goes down, and that girl, the lady's trying to catch him, and she sticks his fingers up her nose. She's all, I was just like, I don't know why we rewinded that like 1,000 times, and it was.
I think because I watched it when I was a kid, like, and also like the main protagonist is a kid, like it kind of like resonated with me.
Big Range is in there.
Oh yeah.
And then plus,
hey, yo, fool, we gonna steal this fool's money. No.
And plus, like one of those movies where like it seems like that kind of thing would actually happen in real life.
Honest truth, nowadays I believe so.
You know, back to the topic, zombie or not. Do you think the kids under the stairs that were trapped were zombies, or were they like just like?
I think like maybe like they have some kind of magic on them, where like it's making them all fucked up.
Yeah, because they're not normal. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
I don't know if they're deformed because the parents beat them or something, and they're and then lock them in a.
It's
Like
like
they don't see they don't see daylight. So
with like Roach, like I think when she introed him, it was like, oh yeah, he just he was trying to go for help, and then they cut off his tongue, and then I guess that's whenever he started like getting all deformed and stuff.
Yeah.
Whenever they cut off his tongue, so.
I mean, wasn't it like in somewhere in the movie there was a story like they took kids from the neighborhood and then they kept them?
I think they adopted, or kids would go missing or something like that, and then nobody whatever and stuff. And
Yeah,
then
because they did have that big vault.
and things like one of those movies too, where like it's that one house that you don't want to go to.
Oh yeah.
Where like I don't know if you had one of those kind of houses like growing up where like, hey, don't go to the house, like it's haunted or whatever. It's kind of like one of that.
I remember when I first watched it, I was like, hey, that little kid used to go out with Rudy Huxtable on the Cosby Show.
Alright, so my turn, I guess. So I'm gonna have to make this 6. So my 6th one is gonna be Serial Mom
With Kathleen Turner.
and Matthew Lillard. That's a funny. I find it funny, but it's also just like you wore white after Labor Day. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
And she just got out of court too. So like, and then they're like, man, what's all these letters from Ted Bundy, John Gacy? I'm like, really? You're gonna put John Gacy in that one? But I find that one like campy and funny, and of course John Waters being a pervert as usual.
Yep.
Another one is Earth versus the Spider. Now this is like the creature feature. This came out in 2000.
I remember
It has Dan Aykroyd. It's actually kind of like a hero horror sci-fi kind of thing. So basically, this guy.
I'm starting to get a read on you and all these like straight to DVD.
Yeah, I don't know why. It's like the straight to DVDs are the ones that catch my eye. Like they are the ones that I
Ginger
love so
Snatch
much.
or whatever.
Snatch.
Snatch. What did I say?
Snatch.
Same thing.
That's what I have.
I heard it both ways.
Anyways, but yeah, he thinks that he can get superhero powers by injecting this weird serum, and then he just starts becoming a spider. And then there's one scene he's like, two fucking hicks were like, he's all like, what are you doing there? He's all like, your mom, you want to come see? And then he's all like, where are you? That's it. But it has like a kind of like, what's his name? Harold and Kumar. The guy who played Harold. I forgot his name, but he comes out in the movie, and he does like this little thing. He's all like, oh, that's an original. That's my friend. I'm not selling that. But I love that one. Another one's gonna be Bad Moon.
I love that movie. Michael Perry plays the werewolf in there.
Yeah. So he's in a safari, and then he gets bitten by a werewolf. They kill him, but he has the infection. He goes back home. His sister's a lawyer. She lives out in the middle of nowhere. She tells him, come live with me. You're living on your own. But then their dog is like the main hero of the whole movie.
Yeah, he's like a German Shepherd.
Straight.
And he's, he changed himself to a tree butt naked, so because he turns to a werewolf this way, he's like, he can't hurt nobody.
So he won't kill nobody. But yeah, Bad Moon, I'm really miss that. Another campy one would be Critters.
I have that on VHS, Bad Moon.
Yeah.
Critters?
It's Critters. Critters was really funny for me.
We've come here for the Krites. Who?
The Krites. But that's a real campy one for me. I love it. It's just
Critters was awesome, man.
Mm-hmm. I feel another one would be Deadly Friend.
Are you talking about the one with Buffy the Vampire Slayer, where she's is that what you're talking about?
Where she came out on Buffy and the Vampire?
No, in the movie. I think.
No, Deadly Friends is the one where Wes Craven did. And remember, she's in an abusive household. Her father throws her.
She dies. She comes back.
But he puts a robot brain in her.
Yeah, that's the girl who plays Buffy from the movie. What's her name?
Man, she looks so young in that one.
Hillary.
Not Hillary
Swanson.
Yeah, Swanson. Yeah, Swanson.
Can't think of her name, but
It's something Swanson.
Hillary Swanson or something like that. Or
Yeah, but I feel like that's an underrated movie because it's the work I'm in. I kind of just like I hear all the stories, and to see a horror movie that does that, I'm very surprised. I love it, honest truth. Another my last one that I have to choose is it has to be Phantoms.
Why? Because Affleck is the bomb.
That too, but just like the suspense of that you're in a town, you're the only ones that are not really infected, and you gotta survive. Like anything that has to do with survival, and you're just going to your darkest human parts, then yeah.
I'll show you my darkest human parts.
Bitch, I've been in your darkest human parts, ho.
You can call that your bad moon.
And a full moon.
I went to see his bad moon and saw his evil parts, and next thing you know, we're two people under the stairs. And next thing you know, I felt like I was being touched by 8-legged freaks. No. Alright, this next topic, last topic of the evening, then shut up, is characters from movies. Are they classified as zombies or not zombies? We need your opinion at home, but also from the gruesome twosome.
So we need y'all to majorly go into the comments.
Yeah.
Let us know what y'all think. Also, make sure you hit those like and subscribes.
And you'll enter to win your very own empty bottle. Anyway, no. First,
is that an anima?
The first on there, Eric Draven from The Crow. Zombie or not?
I have to say zombie.
I'd say not a zombie.
I would have to say like a ghost or specter because he's kind of like a spirit.
That's what I said. Is he'd be like a vengeful spirit.
Yeah,
Kind of like the Ghost Rider.
I mean, but then also he's solid. You know what I mean? Like he can grab stuff. People can grab him, and
But if we're gonna look at it this way, look at comic book. Spectre is a ghost who can actually materialize into different people.
And then again, there's Patrick Swayze that sits inside of Whoopi Goldberg. Okay, so I say not.
I don't know. I have to go with zombie.
I'm going not.
All right, next on the agenda, Frankenstein, the monster.
Not.
I say not because technically, when he revived him, his heart was beating.
Yeah, it's a man-made creation.
Yeah, so I say maybe.
I'm just gonna go with not just because he doesn't eat anybody.
Oh, he does eat somebody.
Does he?
Brighter Frankenstein.
Did you ever see that one, the Mary Shelley's?
He had
Frankenstein?
seconds. He came back from more. Wish they sold that shit in the can. No. So how about from the? I've seen the Dracula, the Bram Stoker's, right? Dracula.
Yeah.
Renfield, the guy that's in, like the guy that eats bugs and talks to himself.
Nah.
Because I don't know, there's parts where he does crazy shit, and you're like, I don't know, is he like dead or alive, or and like I think I've seen some movies where he looks like he's kind of dead, or kind of like
And honestly,
or like in Fright Night, the guy that his roommate is the quote unquote Renfield that kind of like is the
like
servant,
his lover,
the servant of the.
I always thought he was his lover or something because like
well, in the mythology of vampires, they have to have a protector because when they're sleeping, they need somebody that can because they're vulnerable like during the day, so they need that person to kind of whatever.
I think they call them familiars now.
Yeah, and Blade, familiars. But like in the movie Fright Night, he gets shot and then he keeps coming back and they keep shooting him, and finally he ends up dying. But it's like here's a good one, Jason Voorhees.
Oh.
I would say he's a zombie.
I would say he's a zombie after Part 4.
Yeah.
Because in the other ones he was a real. Well, then I don't know, because remember he was supposed to drown as a kid, but then he appears as an adult.
Yeah, in the first movie he pops up as
at the end, right? Yeah.
Yeah, and then the second one he's an adult, with long hair and a potato sack with the.
So is this like a story of Jesus?
Yes,
Is Jason Voorhees Jesus?
His name is Jesus. Down south we call him Jesus.
But no, I mean, and then the third one he dies. That I remember when I was, they said, I remember because I used to read Fangora as a kid. I remember they said the third movie was gonna be the It, and then like a year later they're like, oh, it's gonna be a Part 4, and it was like.
Is Part 4 where Corey Feldman come out? Is the one where Corey Feldman kind of resurrects him?
That's part.
Because I know it has to do with like a behavioral camp.
That's Part 5 of the behavior, whatever.
Because it has like that. muscle guy, and he's chopping wood. And there's all like, hey man, you want a candy?
Oh, yeah.
He turns around,
Get the fucking candy bar in my face.
I'm just trying to be nice.
That one I think was part 4, because the killer ends up being that kid's father. He was the paramedic that comes and stuff, and so
That's right.
And then at the end you see, like, oh wait, that's the paramedic that and it turns out that's his son, and that's when Tommy Jarvis was older, so it had to be 3.
Where he came back.
Yeah, 3.
Yeah, because
And that's where he gets the mask.
I mean, also he gets revived like a couple of times. Like,
he gets revived several times.
When Corey Feldman killed him, that was going to be the it. And then they came out 4, which it ended up being the paramedic, because his son was the fat kid with the candy bar that got killed. And then after that is when part 5, and that's when he.
The lightning bolt, right?
That's 6. Part 5 was shit. Now I gotta go rethink.
I know, because like
part 6, I know is when Tommy Jarvis goes and he gets gets electrocuted and comes back. So I think after 5 is when he technically becomes a zombie, because he's
And also,
I mean, he don't eat people, but he
kills.
Yeah.
Well, doesn't he collect the bodies?
No, he just kills people. Like he comes back to life and he's back at it, back to work. Killing people. I don't know. I say after part 4, he's a zombie.
Okay.
Here's a good one you would like. Aaron Boone from Nightbreed.
Boone. I have to say zombie. I want to say zombie, but
I've killed people. Who told you that? He lied to you, asshole.
but I don't know, dude. That's kind of hard, because isn't he now the person to protect them?
Yeah, well, I mean, he dies, and then he gets the blood of Baphomet, and then he comes back, and so. But then also,
does he have a heartbeat?
Also, he dies in the beginning, and comes back as a monster, quote unquote, And so I don't know. That's one I was thinking about. I was like,
it's real hard to like come. I want to say yes, but I also want to say no,
because some of those creatures in Midian, they eat people, And it's like, so, but they're alive because they're not like. The Walking Dead.
They're like underground dwellers.
Yeah, that's a
hard one. Like if y'all have something to say about that, if Aaron Boone is like a zombie or not.
Well, first, if y'all know Nightbreed, if y'all have seen that.
Yeah, please watch. It's also on Tubi, ain't it? I think it's on Tubi.
I don't know, but
still
check that out.
I mean, download Tubi. We're not doing. They're not paying for us, but if you want to see it for yourself, download Tubi. And honestly, I find it to be a good movie. You gotta watch the director's cut though. Don't watch that theater.
Here's one I've debated with a lot of people about, but the Rage people from 28 Days Later and 28 Weeks Later. Do you consider them zombies, or do you consider them infected like humans?
I consider them zombies.
I might have to go because they kind of remind me of The Last of Us.
They eat people, and also like they have the same rules where like if blood gets in you, like
You
from
get
them.
bit,
Yeah, especially like in The Last of Us.
But also in the movie, the first one, they start to starve to death. Like, you know what I mean? Like zombies. Like, I guess the whole, if you want to call it the mythology, like, is that they decompose at a slower rate. That's But this one, I remember it was like it showed like so many months later, and they're out. And you see those. People are like with the ribs showing, and they're just like and they say, they've been starved. Some of them are starving to death because there's running out of people to eat. And so I don't know.
It's kind of hard.
I always thought they were just infected, like people, like, but not really quite dead. Like they still have a beating heart. But one last one, and then we're gonna wrap it up. But Beetlejuice.
No.
I say he's a ghost.
Yeah, he's a poltergeist.
That was actually for a trick. It was because he's the ghost with the most.
Yeah, it's a poltergeist.
That was just to break the monotony. But those are that was some good Halloween
mentions.
So start debating, and some of the stuff we mentioned.
And if some of the stuff that we mentioned, like movies, if y'all haven't seen them, get off your fucking asses and illegally download them. Go to your half price bookstores, look for them. Go to Google Play, like wherever you can watch these. These are actually movies that are more inspiration than what we have now.
I think you can watch them on YouTube.
Okay,
some
of them I think you can.
I find a lot of movies like I was wanting to watch the animated Resident Evil movies that Damnation,
Crackle.
and all those ones. They're all on there.
Yeah, on Crackle too.
I watched like some old like Ray Harryhausen, like the old Jason the Argonauts, with the stop motion.
Yeah, King Kong.
Yeah, so a lot of those run for free, and no commercials. Yeah. Anyways, that's a wrap for this Halloween edition. Please check out our previous show that we talked about, like our top 10 movies, or top 5 movies, and
the gruesome element.
The gruesome element, and we shared a lot of Halloween stories and stuff, and a lot of Telemundo and Carnosaurs and Mickey Mouse Club and all that shit. So, anyways, I'm your host, Jonny Deth, with the Gruesome Twosome here, reunited once more. For the gods of Halloween brought us together for one night. So, happy Halloween, be safe, and
I think we gotta collect the blood of the virgin, the fool, the athlete, the brain, and the virgin.
What is this, the Breakfast Club?
Yeah. we gotta collect it all to please the gods.
You got blood of the princess and the basket case.
But anyways, y'all, check out this episode. Check out the other episode that we did in the gruesome element. If y'all want to keep on checking out all these videos and want more, please subscribe, leave comments. Your opinion does count, but it just depends on us if we want to say it.
And if you can't be good, be bad, baby.
Exactly. Bye, y'all.